But Abbey, I'm super excited to have you here. Thanks for stopping by.
Yes, thank you.
Really, really excited to chat all kinds of fun things today about the B2B Expo. But first and foremost, please just tell me and our audience who you are and what organization you're here with and all of the fun things.
Thank you so much. So Abbey, Dyer, Amonette. I am an AI strategist and business coach, and I have the AI Empowered Female Entrepreneur, which helps women and women-owned businesses get consistent with their content, which helps them make more connections and ultimately helps them get more clients. And I tell everyone I'm a huge AI nerd. I absolutely love all things AI.
I love that. And I love that I love your focus on who you're really helping, what you are making possible for them. That's amazing. I had the privilege of chatting with one of your success stories earlier today. Share a little bit about, I just was so touched by the success. So share that.
Yeah, well, I feel incredibly blessed to be able to work with women who want to change the world. They have their own kind of fire and passion. And so it's a huge gift to me to be able to help them, bring whatever that business is to the world. Karen Rosner, who is here with me, she is a client and has been for 3 years, I think. She's a personal financial coach, and she helps people with debt, and specifically medical debt. She herself is a transplant patient, a heart transplant patient, and there's so much expense that goes around doing things like transplants and other complex sort of medical issues. And Karen was really excited about, I want to do this. I'm a social worker by trade, and I want to grow this business. And so I've had the opportunity to help her bring, I don't know, this year she's helped reduce debt for her clients by $80,000.
That's incredible.
She has $100,000 as her goal for the year.
Amazing.
But she is just one of the many people that I've helped build their business and bring consistent clients in.
That's amazing. And what it is, it's I love what you say about having so many great ideas and bringing them into reality, right? And making them happen and making the dream a reality. That's so incredible.
Yeah, and as entrepreneurs, we're such ideas people.
Yes.
We need other people to help us with that.
Yes.
I have my own coaches. We all need them in order to help us stay focused and implement and not just kind of roam around in our minds in those ideas.
Absolutely. I was just having a conversation about that earlier today, where we all need somebody to help us get out of our own heads or think about something differently, because it is so hard to be in our little ecosystem, right? And do things the way we've always done them. And so it's so important to have that outside perspective or that other person to just bounce something off of sometimes too.
Absolutely. Well, and with Karen, she didn't know anything about AI before. I was like, come on, let's just try it.
Right.
Because a lot of people are either afraid of it or overwhelmed by it. And I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand why. But once you give it a chance, most people are like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
If they will just try it, they will find it life-changing.
Yes. What do you find is the first place that you like to start with someone, or that maybe is the easiest place for someone to start to get them over that hurdle?
Yeah, it's funny. I often have clients come to me and they're working on building an online business, because that's really where I focus. And one of the first things that almost always comes up in conversation is how they're having trouble staying consistent. Now, whether they are an entrepreneur full-time or whether they are working a 9-to-5 and have a side hustle, it's the same story of consistency with content, with posting, those kind of things. And so when I tell them, this is going to make it easier, right? I promise this will make it easier. Just let me show it to you. And if they will let me show it to them, I haven't had a person yet who has been like, no, still don't want to use AI.
That's amazing. And that's like the proof in the pudding.
Yes.
And you can show them that it is something that they can do. And it doesn't have to be unapproachable.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't have to be something that you have to be afraid of.
Correct.
I love that you're sort of taking down that fear barrier, because it's very real. It's very real.
Well, it's very real, and there's a real reason behind it, right? Like, I absolutely believe that we need to use AI ethically,
Yes.
authentically. There've got to be controls around it.
Yes.
I mean, all those things. That is very real.
Yeah, the responsible factor that we're all figuring out how to grapple with. And we're all learning it all at the same time.
We are, because it is definitely not going away.
Right. My gosh, yes. Yeah, cat is out of the bag. So tell me a little bit about your experience here at the expo so far. Like, what's been the coolest thing you've seen, or the thing you're most excited to hear about?
So I'm really excited about taking a look at some of the white label things that are here.
Yeah.
So I have currently, kind of in my pipeline in my business, multiple white labels that I've purchased that I'm going to be making available to other people, branded under a brand for me.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool. I know Go High Level is a big CRM system right now. I have it. I have a white label version.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see the white label stuff that's around.
Yeah.
I had a really interesting conversation with a gentleman after the speech, the talk that I just did. And he's an inventor. And it's just the beauty of what it's like to be an entrepreneur, to be at a show like this. You're going to meet people that do all kinds of things. And he's like inventing, like one of the things has to do with some ballistics tool, and one has to do with a shopping cart. And so, I find that stuff, like science, engineering, all those things, just fascinating. So it's just fun talking to people.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I know I have significantly underestimated how much water I was going to need to consume over these 2 days with the amount of conversations that we're having. And they've been awesome conversations.
Absolutely.
That's one thing that I've always encouraged people to do, is get out and meet the people that are your fellow attendees, or your booth buddies, to have those conversations, because you're going to walk away richer for it.
I think that's such a good point, and it's such a good point because there are many things that I could say help you as an entrepreneur, but one of the biggest is building connections, right? And you never know. I mean, you and I, right? I have Karen, my client that came with me.
Exactly.
She's from Arizona.
Yeah.
She's from Mesa, has lived in Phoenix, and you're in that area.
Yeah.
It's amazing what a small world it is.
Absolutely. And being that connector, like you have one from over here, one from over here, and being able to paint that picture for people. I love being able to make introductions.
Yeah.
Right? So excited for so-and-so to meet so-and-so. You should have a great conversation. And these types of environments are rich for that, for sure. I think that there's sort of this resurgence in what we expect out of in-person events now. We have a different definition for what we really want to get out of them.
And it's amazing how excited we are about them, right? Like, I would say pre-COVID, it was a little bit like everybody was it was just so normal and so run-of-the-mill.
Yeah.
Now, since COVID, we're all just dying to get back into our in-person events and connecting with people.
Yeah, being in community with each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which just feels good. As people, it just feels good.
It does.
You mentioned that you gave a talk earlier. What were you focusing on? I would assume AI related, but tell us a little bit about what you were talking about.
I talked about how you use AI related to productivity, related to time saving, and related to getting more clients. And so I talked about some of the formula that I teach my clients. One of the things that we work on is plan it, prompt it, post it. And I call it the get consistent, get clients formula. And so I talked a little bit about how you leverage AI and some of those different steps. So some of those tools that I really love, because there have been AI tools that have absolutely blown my mind. And I just love sharing them. And I'm like, come over to my booth. I will show it to you.
Yes.
Once I show it to you, your mind will be blown and you'll want to use it.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully you will have a flood of traffic of people coming to see all of those fun things.
Absolutely.
I've heard a really good takeaway in there. You said, plan it, prompt it, post it. I feel like that is the takeaway for people. Like that is the advice.
Helps you with your business in general and your content marketing.
Absolutely. I love that. That's such a good piece of advice for anybody that's trying to approach use of all these tools and technologies and business, and such a simple way to really think about it, and really pragmatic. And I appreciate that it's so approachable.
Yeah.
Like that's something people can be like, I can get an answer.
Absolutely.
It's not so techie and upwater and theoretical. I love that you are making this something that people can actually approach and be successful with.
You absolutely.
Yeah.
If I can do it, anybody could do it.
Just kind of like
really,
that.
that's the truth.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. This was so fun. I am so excited for the rest of the show for you. Like I said, hopefully your booth will be flooded with people. I'm going to make sure and come by too again. I know I've already been by once, but I'll come by again. But thanks for chatting with us and sharing.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome.